Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Clancy Field here at Breed for St. Mary's Spartan Baseball, Catholic Central League. St. Mary's taking on Archbishop Williams. I think it's the only time that St. Mary's is going to play here at Breed. They played, most of their home games are being played at St. John's Prep. This Breed Field is being used in place of Frazier Field, which is being renovated. Turf being put in, so the first month, April, baseball games will be played here by English Classical Tech and St. Mary's, the home games, and then hopefully the 1st of May, as they get the turf pulled in at Frazier, we'll be back at Frazier Field for baseball. So softball stays the same because they play all their games here at Breed. 3 of the 4 schools, English, Classical, and St. Mary's. Tech has their own field behind the school. So Brian Kale, the third baseman, will lead it off for Williams. They're looking for their first win. They're 0-2. Lost a couple of tough games. And they don't want to travel all this way and not get a win. It's a long trip for Williams. Cam McGonigal, the lefty, is on the mound. He's throwing to Isaiah Nestor, the catcher. Low for a ball. Popped up, it's going to go foul. Low for a ball, 2-1. Hit on the ground in the center field for a base hit. They throw it away. They have to track it down. That's going to put Kale at second base. They try to pick him off and they threw it away. So Williams, with the first hitter, has a runner in scoring position for Stephen Ondrick, the left fielder. In for a strike. In for a strike, good fastball. High for a ball. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So the first out is a strikeout. Wilfred Santiago, the catcher, is the hitter. Good pitch for a strike. Gargo stepped off. Santiago stepped out. Now we'll get back to baseball. Line right at the right fielder. The runner took off. It's going to be a double play. He took off thinking it was a hit. Santiago hit it right on the nose, and he lined it right to the right fielder, Jennings. An easy double play. Cohen was all the way to third base. So they get a base hit. They get a runner in scoring position, but they're doubled off. Yeah, we'll move into the bottom half of the first inning. St. Mary's will look to get on top. It'll be Seth Sullivan, the left fielder, leading off. Michael Domeno, the shortstop, will hit second. Hitting third and playing center field, Tad Giardina. Josh Dorney is a DH. He's hitting for the catcher, Isaiah Nestor. Hitting fifth and playing second base, Carlos De La Rosa. Cam McGonigal, the pitcher, will hit number 6. Hitting seventh, the third baseman, Tommy Falasca. Playing first and hitting eighth, Shane Newhall. And the right fielder, Justin Jennings, will hit number 9.
I know you. Bobby Bedia. Used to coach at St. Mary's with Mike Salata. You're one of the best. You really are. People have no idea. They have no clue.
I need you to be my agent.
Anytime you want. I'll get you on ESPN too. Good boy.
Weather's a little bit different than it's been the last couple of days. Sitting up here high over first base, it's been chilly, cold, windy, damp. I didn't dress. I wasn't wearing as much as I wore at hockey games down at Quanneries. I wore for the last couple of baseball games. It's been a nightmare, but it's warm today. There's a bit of a breeze, but it's comfortable compared to what we went through. So Catholic Central League action. This is, St. Mary's can get a little bit of revenge here. The state final basketball game for the boys was St. Mary's and Archbishop Williams. And Archbishop Williams won the state championship, but St. Mary's got to the final. They were trying to make it a sweep that day because the girls won it after the boys won the Super Bowl. And St. Mary's, they had to set some kind of record this year. They had 4 teams in the winter sport make the state final. St. Mary's boys won the Super Bowl. St. Mary's girls won Division III basketball. St. Mary's boys lost to Archbishop Williams in the state final. And the St. Mary's girls hockey lost only their second game of the season in the state final. So they had 4 teams in the state final. Seth Sullivan will look to get it started. Hits it in the air to right field. Almost right where he was standing. Almost didn't have to move. The right fielder Sullivan makes the play, so Sullivan hit good, but it stayed up long enough for Sullivan to make the play. Michael Domeno, the shortstop, throws right, bats left. In for a strike. I mentioned Williams looking for their first win, 0-2. St. Mary's trying to stay above 500. They're 2-1. They won their first 2. They lost their last game, trying to get back on the winning side. Line right to the second baseman. So St. Mary's hit it right on the nose twice, and they're 0 for 2. Tad Giardina, finishing up a very good career here at St. Mary's. 3-sport athlete. Baseball, hockey, soccer. I had the privilege of coaching his father in CYO basketball. Tad's a very good athlete and a really good kid. Laid off down and away. I forgot to mention, Chris Srabalis is the pitcher for Williams on the mound. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I was ahead of the count. Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. I thought the first pitch was a called strike. So deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Now it's strike 3. So the difference, St. Mary's had a 1-2-3 inning, but a base hit turned a double play. Srabalis on the mound had 2 solid hits, but they were outs. He gets 1-2-3 without a hit. We played 1 inning here at Breed. St. Mary's nothing, Williams nothing at the end of 1. Luke Driscoll will be the first hitter. He's the first baseman for Williams, starting the 2nd inning. Williams got a base hit, doubled off at second. St. Mary's hit 2 shots, but hit it right at the right fielder and right at the second baseman. So we only had 6 hitters, even with the base hit, in the first inning. So it's 4, 5, and 6 for Williams here in the 2nd inning. Up and away. 2-0. Missing down and in. And on 4 pitches, Driscoll draws a walk to start the 2nd inning. So for the 2nd inning in a row, Williams has the leadoff hitter on. Ryan Beardsley, the shortstop, will be the hitter. Missing for a ball. So 5 in a row out of the strike zone. Up and away for a ball. McGonigal has lost his rhythm a little bit. Missing inside. On the verge of walking the first 2 hitters. In for a strike. That ends the streak at 5 in a row. 3-1 the count. Hit foul, and the count is full, 3-2. So a big pitch coming up, 3-2 with a runner at first base. they throw over. Getting back easily is Driscoll. The payoff pitch coming up again. Hit foul again. And we'll do it again. Lined in the center field. What a nice play by the center fielder. I mentioned before Tad Giardina, an outstanding athlete. He made a great play, got a great jump right around knee high, reached across his body and speared that line drive. Takes a base hit away from Beardsley. That's an outstanding play. That's an ESPN highlight. Josh Turcotte, the second baseman, will be the hitter. Popped up. Everybody gets out of the way and let Giardina take the play. 2 in a row made by the center fielder. He called everybody off. Made the throw, but Driscoll was able to get back easily to first base. So 2 away. Chris Sorbalis. The pitcher will be the hitter. Missing for a ball. So he walked the first batter, fell behind 3-0 to Beardsley, came back and got him on an outstanding defensive play by Giardina in center field. Swing and a miss. But he didn't walk him on 3-0, came back 3-2 and got him. Down and in for a ball. Swing and a miss. Got his money's worth, but swung right through it. Hit foul. Back and out of play. That one goes to the backstop. So the wild pitch moves the runner up to second base. Second inning in a row, they had a runner in scoring position. The first inning, he got doubled off. Swing and a miss. Gets his second strikeout. So Williams gets another base runner. This time they leave the base runner on. And once again, St. Mary's will have a chance to get on the board first. And as it was for Williams, so shall it be for St. Mary's. 4, 5, and 6. Josh Doney, Carlos De La Rosa, Cam McGonigal to face Chris Sorbalis, who will be starting his second inning of work. St. Mary's will be playing the regular season all the way through May and May 26th, 27th, Friday and Saturday. The last weekend in May will be the second annual Dougie Mullins tournament in memory of the great young coach who passed away way too soon. Great gentleman, helped a lot of kids, loved working with kids, helped a lot of young people, and he passed way too soon. They had the first tournament last year, and the second one will be this year. And that same weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, will be the annual Holland tournament. With English Classical, St. Mary's, and Swampscott. So Josh Doney, I've been doing a few of Josh Doney's games. I did games. He had a great time with Babe Ruth. And he's become a big part of St. Mary's. He's a very good pitcher. His brother was on the team as well. In for a strike. His brother, I believe, a year younger. I think that they both played Little League in Babe Ruth. Down and in for a ball. Josh did some pretty good pitching for St. Mary's last year. He's done some pretty good pitching for St. Mary's this year. Swing and a miss. He's grown by leaps and bounds, getting bigger all the time, every time I see him. He's all lefty. Bats lefty, throws lefty. Strike three called. Catches him looking. Second strikeout for Schwabalis. Two in a row, one to end the first, one to start the second. Carlos De La Rosa, the second baseman, will be the hitter. That one bounces in front of home plate. This is a fairly young St. Mary's team. Hit foul, back and out of play. Up and away for a ball. Hit off the third baseman's glove. Safe at first, he'll reach on the error. Third baseman way to his left, had it, knocked it down, couldn't pick it up in time. And St. Mary's has their first base runner. And Cam McGonigal, the pitcher, he does everything lefty too. Hit, throw. That wasn't really a good pickup. That was just a little lob over. Hit on the ground, hit the right field for a base hit. He'll hold up at second. McGargle helps himself with a base hit. First hit for St. Mary's. 2 on with 1 out for Tommy Falaska. Remember the basketball team that went to the state final? Big part of the football team that won the Super Bowl. Tommy is a third baseman. Yasano was running at first base for McGonigal, the pitcher. Lines it in center field. Nice running catch. They're going to turn a double play. So they do what St. Mary's did earlier. Falaska looked like he had a base hit. The center fielder Schwartz got a big jump on the ball, made the play, gets the line drive for the second out, and way off the bag at second, thinking it was a base hit. They double off the runner. So both teams have turned a double play exactly the same, outfield to infield at second base. St. Mary's gets 2 on, but they can't score. We played 2 complete, and we're still dead even. St. Mary's nothing, Williams nothing at the end of 2. 8-9-1 for Williams as we start the third inning. Jack Solomon, the right fielder, will be the hitter, followed by Joe Schwartz, and then back to the top of the order. Down and away for a ball. Nice stop by Nestor, the catcher. We're going to go starting his third inning. Chase that pitch was down in the dirt. We're going to go a little help with that pitch. Hit foul out of play. Quickly 1-2. McGargle ahead of the hitter. Foul tip, Nestor holds on. Good job. So 2 strikeouts in a row. 1 to end the second, 1 to start the third. He's got a strikeout so far in each of the first 3 innings. Joe Schwartz, the center fielder, who was involved in that double play, he made the nice running catch and doubled the runner at second in the bottom of the second inning. He hits right, throws left. Down the way for a ball. In for a strike. Good pitch at the knees. The 2-1 pitch up and coming. Hit on the ground. Easy play for De La Rosa over to Newhall. Two up, 2 down in the second. Back to the top of the order. Brian Kale singled. Moved over to second when he tried to pick him off and threw the ball away. And then he got doubled off, just like Williams got the double play in the second. Hit right through the wickets in the center field. And he's going to keep going to second base. He's in. The error. It went right through the wickets. Solid shot, but a play the shortstop should make. And Kale's on for the second time, and for the second time he's at second base. They can't double him off this time because there's 2 outs. Steven Ondrick, the left fielder, struck out swinging his first trip. Waves at that pitch for strike 1. Chased the high fastball. Line shot into left field for a base hit. The run scores. So a big 2-out hit by Ondrick. So the error hurt as Williams gets on the board. And they have a runner at second with 2 outs for Wilfred Santiago. So 2 quick outs. He had retired 5 in a row a going ago, but the error hurt. Down the way for a ball. Line shot into the left center field for a base hit. That's going to be another run. 2-out lightning for Williams as they get 2 base hits with 2 outs. Unearned runs, they would have been out of the inning on the ground ball to short. But the error extended the inning and they wound up scoring 2 on 2 big 2-out hits. And Luke Driscoll, the first baseman, will be the hitter. He drew a walk his last time up. In for a strike. So McGonigal deserves a better fate. Instead, he's down 2-0. Throw over, diving back is Santiago. Hit in the center field for a base hit. The beat goes on for Williams. They get another base hit. First and second with 2 outs. Ryan Beardsley hit a shot, and Giardina took the hit away. And we got a conference out on the mound. So a strikeout and a ground out, 2 quick outs. The error was monumental. They would have been out of the inning. Instead, the hitter reached, and now they've got 3 straight hits. And Williams has grabbed a 2-0 lead. Nice stop by Nesta, keeps the runners at first and second. And that's big because a ground ball, they got to force it any base. Down and away for a ball. Missing down and away again. So the walk extends the inning a little further. As now the bases are loaded. Josh Turcott flied to center field as one trip. He's the 8th hitter in the inning. What a play by the second baseman. Teller Rosa went about 5 or 6 steps to his right, reached across his body and speared that line drive. That's at least 2 runs taken away. What an outstanding. That's an ESPN's highlight. So Williams gets help with the error, extends the inning. They get 3 straight hits. They send 8 to the plate, and they put 2 runs on the board. They grab a 2-0 lead over St. Mary's. And for the first time, Schwabales will take the mound with a lead. And it will be 8-9-1 for St. Mary's. Starting the bottom of the 3rd inning. And St. Mary's now has to play catch-up. I've gone this far without mentioning a huge hole in the city of Lynn with the passing of Buzzy Barton, an outstanding gentleman, great 3-sport athlete in English, outstanding coach, both boys and girls basketball teams that won championships, outstanding firefighter. When he finally was forced to retire with an injury, he took over as the president of the Firefighters Union and did outstanding work for his fellow firefighters, became a counselor at large, and worked so very hard for the city of Lynn to help make the city a much better city. An outstanding gentleman. You don't fill the hole left with the passing of Buzzy Barton. My thoughts, my prayers, deepest sympathies go to Buzzy, his family, and his host of so many friends that he has. God bless you, my friend Buzzy Barton. Rest in peace. This is Shea Newhall, the first baseman. Slices it the other way. Just inside the left field foul line. He's got a base hit. So Newhall goes the other way. And we're going to get a pinch runner. Moisano will run the end before. Justin Jennings, the right fielder, will be the hitter. Very quick throw over to first, diving back, Moisano. Dives back again. The last thing you want to do if you're a pinch runner is get picked off. They get the bunt down. So Jennings sacrifices. That moves the runner over to second base. Seth Sullivan, the left fielder, will be the hitter. He hit it well, but he hit it right at the right fielder, leading off the bottom of the first. Now we're going to have a conversation with the catcher and pitcher. A very short one. In for a strike. Hit foul. They threw it away. They lobbed it to second base, threw it over everybody's head, and Moisano was going to go to third. St. Mary's did that in the first inning. They threw it over the first baseman's head. Just a little lob, and now Trabalis lobs it over the second baseman's head, trying to pick the runner off at second, throws it in the center field. Hit foul out of play. So St. Mary's got a chance to eat into that 2-0 lead with a runner at third and one out. Waves at the pitch. They have to throw him out at first base. The runner can't go anywhere. So now there's two away. Michael Domeno, the shortstop. Hit it right on the nose and hit it right at the second baseman. A line shot. Up and away for a ball. Hit to short. Big hop for the shortstop. Wow. Bang, bang play at first. Strong throw by Beardsley. Gets Domeno by an inch maybe. So St. Mary's threatens with the runner at third, but they can't get it home. We played 3 full here in this Catholic Central League battle. Archbishop Williams leading St. Mary's 2-0 at the end of 3. We'll start the 4th inning. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 the bottom 3, and we got a new pitcher on the mound. Justin Jennings, the right fielder, will go to the mound. McGonigal, the pitcher, will go to first base. And Moisano, who's been running a couple of times, pinch running, he's now in right field. And Shane Newhall is on the bench. Hit line shot right to Velasco at third. The pitcher, Schwabalis, got all of that one and ripped it. But he winds up going to the bench because it's 0 for 1 with a line shot right at Velasco. High and tight to Jack Solomon, who struck out swinging his first time. So McGonigal goes 3 innings, gives up 4 hits, struck out 3, walked 2. He, on the losing end, 2-0, but both runs were unearned. The error in the infield with 2 outs extended the inning, and Williams got 3 straight hits after that to get the 2 runs. And the last out was an outstanding defensive play by Carlos De La Rosa, going way to his right and spearing a line drive that would have brought in 2 more. Hit foul back and out of play. Waves at the pitch, it was down in the dirt. Two up, 2 down in the 4th. Back to the top of the order. Brian Cale got a base hit. He was the one that his ground ball went through the wickets in the infield with 2 outs, and he scored the first run. He wound up at second on the error and scored the first run on the 3 straight hits. He was at second base in the first inning. He got doubled off on a line shot to the right fielder. Hit foul back. Jennings wanted that pitch. See, this is Joe Schwartz. I miss about it. Joe Schwartz draws a walk. I overlooked him. I went from 7, 8, and I overlooked number 9 to go to number 1. This is Brian Cale, who has singled, reached on an error, and scored a run. Schwartz draws a walk. 3rd walk given up by St. Mary's pitching. First by Jennings. In for a strike. The runner takes off, hit in a right field for a base hit. The runner was off and running. Now for some reason, they throw the ball to third base. Cale winds up at second. I'm not sure why they threw the ball to third. The runner was already there. So Williams looking for a little more 2-out lightning. They scored 2 runs with 2 outs in the 3rd. Now, after 2 quick outs, another walk to base hit. The runner was off and running. He's at third base. And when they threw the ball all the way to third, Cale hustled into second base. So it's second and third with 2 outs for Stephen Ondrick, who struck out but got a big 2-out hit to knock in the first run. And then he scored the second run on the second big 2-out hit by Santiago, who's on deck. In on the hands, he swung right through it. off the backstop, the runner doesn't go. Not a lot of room behind home plate. Not like Frazier Field, where there's a whole lot of room back there. We should mention again, take in one of these high school baseball games so you can see the renovation of Frazier Field with the total turf. Hit in the air to left field. He had to come back and get it. That's not an easy play. Says Sullivan, that was hit a ton. Looked like it was hit a lot further, and the wind blowing it around, he had to come back and wound up catching it falling down. So they almost had 2-out Lightning again. Nice play by Sullivan, staying with the fly ball. Halfway through the ball game, Williams leading St. Mary's 2-0. St. Mary's will have 3, 4, and 5 to face Chris Schwabalis, who will be starting his 4th inning of work. He struck out 3. He's got 1 strikeout in each inning. What a difference a day makes. We were here yesterday for English and Somerville, and it was bitterly cold. I had 2 sweatshirts and a heavy winter jacket. Now there's a breeze blowing. You might be able to hear it blowing through the microphone, but it's nowhere near the frigid cold we had the last couple of days. And it's supposed to get even warmer as we move a little deeper into April. Tad Giardina will be the hitter leading off the 4th inning. He struck out swinging, ending the 1st inning. He's made an outstanding defensive play in center field. And he gets hit by the pitch. And that allows St. Mary's to bring the tying run to home plate. Josh Doney called out on strikes his first trip. Doney is the DH. He's hitting for the catcher, Nesta. Popped up, it's going to go out of play. Again, not a lot of room behind home plate. I've gone this far with a tip of the hat to the Babe Ruth people, the new president, Rich Avery, Dave Raymond. I won't go any further because I'll forget names and I'll only go that far, but they have done a tremendous job taking care of the fields. You get here today, the batter's box, the foul lines. The infield's been dragged, the outfield's been cut. Same thing with the softball diamond for the softball teams. They do a tremendous job down here. And they don't get a nickel. Hit the second. Out at first, they get the double play. Good turn in the middle by the shortstop, Beardsley. So even with the hit batsman, 2 up, 2 down. Collins De La Rosa reached on an error. And he's made an outstanding defensive play. High and tight for a ball. So the last out of the third inning, the second out on the double play, have been bang, bang at first. Swing and a miss. Count goes 1-1. Waved at that pitch. 1-2 the count. And he gets another strikeout. He's got 4. So he hit a batter, but the double play helps him. Only 3 hitters in the inning. We've completed 4 full. St. Mary's on the short end. Williams 2-0 over St. Mary's at the end of 4. 3, 4, and 5 for Williams as we start the 5th inning. Missing inside for a ball. You play already? Possible.
Oh, we have practice, yeah.
Hit the shot. Long throw. Great play. Looked like it might be trouble when it got by. The third baseman, Velasquez, tried to pick it. But Domino at shortstop got it, made a good, strong throw. They get Santiago down. Santiago had got that second big 2-out hit, knocking in the second run back in the 3rd inning. In for a strike. Luke Driscoll walked in singles, so he's 1 for 1. Been on base twice. Low for a ball. Low again. 2-1. Hit foul in the direction of the St. Mary's dugout. Way up over his head. Hit in the air. Playable for Nesta. And he makes the play. A good job by the catcher. That's not an easy play. Two up, 2 down in the 5th. Hit foul past third base. Ryan Beasley, the shortstop, has lined to center field and walked. Low for a ball. Solid shot again, but pulled it foul. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in inning number 5 with Williams leading 2-0. So deuces all over the place. Hit in the air to right field. Coming on, making a play is Mosano. So a 1-2-3 inning for Justin Jennings and the St. Mary's Spartans. But it's getting late. Bottom of the 5th, trailing 2-0. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 for St. Mary's in the bottom of the 5th. The only problem so far with the weather has been the cold. We haven't had any cancellations. And it's always great when that happens because here in the city of Lynn, cancellations are a major problem when you have 4 baseball teams. Actually, it's 4. We have KIP, but they play at their own place. 4 baseball teams. And if a game is canceled, figure out how do we squeeze it in, because the fields are being used almost on a daily basis. And certainly the same with the softball, 3 teams playing here at Breed. So it's always nice when there's no cancellations, especially if you're Mr. Avery, Rich Avery is in charge at Frazier Field, and Manning Field does a tremendous job with the scheduling. Not as much with soccer and football because they play, and football plays in any weather. But baseball and softball, you have to cancel and then figure out where you're going to put it in. Cam McGonagall got a base hit his first time up. He was the starting pitcher. He's now the first baseman. Missing for ball 2. In for a strike. 2-1. Cam looking to get something started for St. Mary's. In for strike 2, evens the count at 2-2. Hits it into right field for another base hit. A dive by Turcotte, couldn't come up with it. So McGonagall got his second hit. Second time in 5 innings they got this leadoff hitter on. Tony Velasquez hit a shot, and the center fielder Schwartz made a nice running catch and turned it into a double play. Hit in the air to the right field line. Long run is going to drop in for a base hit. McGonagall can only get to second base. He had to wait to see if it would be caught. High pop up the long run for the right fielder, Solomon. Couldn't catch up with it. And Shea Newhall was going to come back in the game and hit for Moisano. Moisano went in to play right field. when Jennings came into pitch. So the tying run's on base for St. Mary's with nobody out. Newhall got a base hit his first time up. Pitcher almost threw that to second base. They were expecting a bunt. They charged everybody in. The shortstop went to third. The pitcher, good thing he didn't turn around and throw it to second base. Second baseman was going to first. Shortstop was going to third. Third baseman going home with the first baseman. That would have been interesting. Now we're going to have a conversation. Hitter with coach, pitcher with catcher. Derek Daniel, outstanding, does a great job with St. Mary's. Has won a championship as a player, won a couple of championships as coach. As the wind blows that dust right across the field, and they hold up. The wind is picked up. Pushes the bunt down the third base line. Nobody there. It's a base hit. Second baseman didn't get over quick enough. The pitcher didn't get quick enough. Newhall, a perfect bunt. And St. Mary's has the bases loaded with nobody out but Justin Jennings. The pitcher can help himself here. He was the right fielder, came on to pitch. Now he's got a chance to get himself back in the game. Nice stop by the catcher, Santiago, on a pitch in the dirt. So St. Mary's with their first real threat. 3 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. High for ball 2. Top of the order on deck. Low for ball 3. He's on the verge of walking in a run. In for a strike, taking all the way. He'll be fussy here too. 3-1. It's got to be a good pitch he can handle. High for ball 4. St. Mary's gets on the board. They have the tying run at third with nobody out. The go-ahead run at second. It brings a trip out to the mound. He had only given up 2 base hits through 4 innings. He did hit a batter, but he struck out 4, didn't walk anybody. St. Mary's had 2 on in the second, but 1 was doubled off. They had the leadoff hitter on, sacrificed the second, but then a strikeout and a ground out got him out of the inning. He hit a batter, but then a 4-6-3 double play got him out of the inning. So they haven't threatened at all until now. 3 on with nobody out and a run in. They've cut the lead to 2-1. Jennings gets an easy RBI. And let's see if Williams makes a change. So Squibalis stays in. Seth Sullivan hit a shot to right field that was caught. Hit it virtually right at the right field. He hit it hard. Last time up he struck out, but they had to throw him out of first base. In for a strike. Foul tip to the backstop. Quickly, 2 strikes. Michael Domeno on deck. Down and away for a ball. The base is loaded. The first baseman is playing off the bag, so it allows second baseman short stop, so it allows the runner to get all the runners to get a pretty good jump. Hit in the left field for a base hit. They're going to hold the runner at third. They got to it quickly. Solomon gets a big base hit. All of a sudden, it's a 2-2 game, and now we're going to have a pitching change. He had 4 strong innings, and all of a sudden, St. Mary's got to him here. 3 hits, a walk, and a hit. Alaris will go to left field. And Ondrick, the left fielder, will be the new pitcher. So Stephen Ondrick coming in. He'll face Michael Domeno. Tough situation for Ondrick. Bases loaded, nobody out. 2 runs in. St. Mary's just tied the game up. They had 2 hits coming into this inning. They've got 4. One a perfect bunt by Shea Newhall. They've tied the game up. Looking for a big inning. Domeno lined out to the second baseman and hit a ground ball to short. Off the catcher, out at the plate. Tough situation with nobody else. It didn't go that far. So St. Mary's runs into an out. I told you there's not a lot of room behind home plate, so it's tough to try and score. The catcher, Santiago, did a great job getting to it quickly, flipped it to Ondrick, who made the nice tag. And they cut the runner down. High for a ball. Tad Giardina, the center fielder, on deck. Ball 4, and that hurts because that would have been an RBI. St. Mary's would now be leading 3-2, but the runner was cut down at the plate trying to score. So the bases are loaded again with 1 out for Giardina, the center fielder. He struck out and got hit by a pitch. His assignment now is to try and put the ball in play. He'd love to get a base hit, obviously. In for a strike. 7th hitter in the inning for St. Mary's. In for strike 2. Good fastball. He didn't have time to swing at that pitch. Hit foul. Count stays 2 strikes. Low for a ball. Santiago behind the plate doing a good job in this inning. Hit on the ground to second base. They flip for one. They turn to second, double play. Second 4-6-3 double play. Another great turn in the middle by Beardsley. And St. Mary's had a golden opportunity. They have the runner thrown out the plate, followed by a walk that would have forced a run in to give them the lead. They do get 2, but Williams has to be feeling pretty good getting out of that inning, giving up only 2 runs. And we played 5, and we're right back where we started. Dead even. St. Mary's 2, Williams 2 at the end of 5. 6, 7, and 8. And bounces into home plate. I think this is a pinch hitter. I think this is Nolan Swobalis, brother of the starting pitcher, hitting for Turcotte. So St. Mary's ties it up, but they could have done a lot more damage. That one bounces in. Four pitches, he walks. So it's Nolan Swobalis at first base with the walk, and now it's Chris Swobalis, who is now the left fielder. He has struck out and lined to the third baseman. Gets the bunt down. He'll make the play at first. So the brother walks and the brother sacrifices him over to second. Jack Solomon has struck out twice. Once against McGonigal and once against Jennings. Both times swinging. And that sun comes out bright again. And the wind slows down. Hit to third. Velasco makes the play. Good strong throw. They get him by a step. Hustling down the line. Solomon. And the go-ahead run moves over to third. Joe Schwartz has grounded a second and drew a walk. He's the center fielder and the number 9 hitter. Williams trying to get the lead back here in the top of the 6th. A runner at third and 2 outs. Excuse me, runner at second. He didn't go to third. I thought Velasco had to come to the ball, left third base open. The runner didn't go. I just happened to see the runner still at second base. He could have easily gone to third. Velasco had to take a couple of steps towards first to make the strong throw. Down and away for a ball. Top of the order on deck. Brian Cale, he's been on base 3 times with a couple of hits. So this is a big hitter for Jennings to get out. Foul tip held on to by Nestor. He's done a nice job behind the plate. Up and away for a ball. Drop foul. I think it said hit him in the batter's box. Looked like a fair ball, but just as Jennings was getting to it, looking to make the throw, they called it foul. So I think it hit Schwartz in the batter's box. Hit foul again. We got deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second base, and the score is 2-2. So we got deuces all over the place here in the top of the 6th inning. Another big pitch coming up. Hit to third. Nice play by Falaska. Another bang, bang play. So Falaska throws out 2. The last 2 outs in the 6th inning. That leadoff walk doesn't hurt. We'll move into the bottom half of the 6th inning. St. Mary's with a chance to take the lead. It'll be 4, 5, and 6. And Ondrick will start an inning for the first time. He came into relief in the 5th. So we've had both teams have been whining and moaning about plays at first base. They've been bang, bang plays at first base for both sides. Two. Moving into the bottom of the 6th inning. Josh Stoney, Carlos De La Rosa, Cam McGonigal will be the hitters. Cam McGonigal's not off the hook. He was the starting pitcher. He went to play first base, trailing 2-0. St. Mary's tied it up. So now Jennings is the pitcher of record, as is Ondrick for Williams, so Schwabalis is off the hook as well. McGonigal playing his 3rd position. He was a pitcher, went to first base, now he's in right field. So Josh Stoney is struck out and bounced into a 4-6-3 double play. 2 of them, 2 4-6-3 double plays. The biggest one coming with the go-ahead run scoring. Inning, the 5th inning. 2-0 the count to Doney. He's going to be very selective. He wants to become a base runner. Missing for ball 3. St. Mary's would love to get a run here in this inning. Put pressure on Williams going into the top of the 7th inning. In for a strike. Again, very selective, 3-1. Looking for base runners. Hit the other way, foul. Ondrick, a very short motion at the mound. He just feet close together and just short stride, throws the ball, but does it well. Tony draws a walk. Third walk given up. They're going to run for Downey at first base. Diaz will run for Downey. Carlos De La Rosa reached on there, struck out swinging. Squaring to bunt. Diving back at first is Diaz on the throw over. Third baseman Kale charging in. So De La Rosa would like to bunt it down the first base line. They throw it away. They threw it in the dirt. That's going to move the runner up. Big break. Let's see if they keep the sacrifice attempt on to try to move the runner to third. So Diaz at second base. He gets the bunt down. Good job by De La Rosa. The play goes 1-4. So Shavimis again has the go-ahead run at third base. Cam McGonigal, who is the starting pitcher, has a chance to put St. Mary's ahead. He's got 2 base hits and he scored one of the 2 runs. He started the 2-run inning in the 5th when St. Mary's tied it up. He's looking to put it in play with Diaz at third base. Missing for a ball. Velasco is the on-deck hitter. Low for a ball. In for a strike, 2-1. Infield drawn in. Williams trying to cut off the run. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 2. Second and first baseman pulled way over. McGonigal hit it to right field both times. Slices it the other way, foul. Just missed hitting a car going by. We'll do it again at 2-2. Hit foul again. McGonigal would love his third hit, but he wants to put it in play someplace. Get that runner home from third. Gives St. Mary's a lead going into the 7th inning. Down the dirt, and the count goes 3-2. Big pitch coming up. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. That's a big strikeout. Two outs with the runner at third. Paulie Velasca lined to center field. Ondrick, who's now pitching, made a nice running catch, turned it into a double play. Last time up, Velasca got a base hit, dumping it just inside the right field line. Nice job by the catcher, Santiago. The pitch was down and away. He had to go chase it. Shane Newhall, the on-deck hitter, has got 2 hits. He'd love to get a shot. Down and away for a ball. Williams has moved their infield back with 2 outs. Off the catcher. Nice stop again by Santiago. 3-0. That's ball 4. So Velasquez on. Let's see if what the coaches do. Do they send Velasca? And if they do, does Williams try to throw him out at second base? Do they let him go? And we have discussions all over the place. Conference on the mound for defensively. Are we going to have a new pitcher? Conference with Coach Derek Dana and base runners hitter. Doney threw a walk. Diaz went in to run for him. They threw it away at first base trying to pick him. He went to second. Perfect sacrifice by De La Rosa. Moved him to third with nobody out. Ondrick got a big strikeout for the second out. Now he walks Velasca. So now it's first and third with 2 outs for Shea Newhall. Shea was the first baseman. He left. He got a base hit his first time up. He left the game when he changed pitches. He came back in as a pinch hitter and got a perfect bunt for a base hit. Part of that 2-run inning. And Brian Cale is going to be the new pitcher. I'm looking to see if Ondrick goes to third base. It would be his third spot. Two to two here in the bottom of the 6th. St. Mary's, as I said, would love to get a run here. Put Williams in a hole going into the 7th inning. Williams looking to get the third out here. Williams got their 2 runs in the 3rd. A big error with 2 outs, followed by 3 hits. Actually followed by 2 big hits, 2 out hits to score the runs. Ondrick does go to third base. That's his 3rd position. So here we go. Go ahead run at third base. 2 outs. Shane Newhall, the hitter. Williams got a couple of big 2-out hits after that error. St. Mary's would like to get their first big 2-out hit. They almost threw it away. Driscoll had to go up in the air to get that throw. Alaska with a short lead. In for a strike. Alaska faked going to second base. Nice stop again by Santiago on a pitch in the dirt. Justin Jennings, the pitcher, on deck. Off the catcher, another nice stop again by Santiago. Kept it in front of him. That could have been trouble. Cale, the third pitcher for Williams. St. Mary's has used 2. Hit foul to the backstop. Hit foul again to the backstop. And we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 2-2 the score. Hit in the air to left field. Long run. It's going to go foul. Velasco was off and running with the pitch. We mentioned Velasco, basketball player, went to the state final. Football player, won the Super Bowl. Doing a nice job at third base here. He scored one of the 2 runs. Missing. And they let Velasco go to second base. He held up, hoping they'd make a play, maybe steal a run. So second and third with a payoff pitch coming up. Big pitch for both teams. Newhall draws a walk. The bases are loaded. I think Archbishop Williams wanted that pitch. Justin Jennings sacrificed. Last time up, he drew a walk with the bases loaded, getting an RBI, forcing in the first run. He's got a chance to help himself, being the pitcher of record. In for a strike. Up and away for a ball. Hit the shot. They get the force. So St. Mary's again has the go-ahead run at third base. They can't bring it home. We finished 6 innings and we're still dead even. St. Mary's 2, Williams 2, going into the 7th inning. Josh Doney will be the new pitcher. McGonigal goes back to first base. Jennings goes back to right field. I don't know if that means Newhall becomes the DH. Doney was the DH. Brian Cale has been productive in the leadoff spot. He's been on base 3 times, 2 hits and He reached on the big error. It was 2 outs. He hit a ground ball. It went through the wickets into left center field. He made it all the way to second base on the error. And then 3 base hits in a row by Williams got them their 2 runs. So the 2 runs are unearned, but they'll take them. So he's been on base 3 times, 2 for 3, and he scored one of the 2 runs. And he's now the pitcher of record. 3rd pitcher for Williams. So top of the order, 1, 2, 3. High for a ball. Missing inside for a ball. I'm pretty sure Doney is considered St. Mary's ace. Solid shot into right field. Gale's got his 3rd hit. He's on for the 4th time. And Williams has the go-ahead run at first with nobody out for Stephen Ondrick, who was struck out. Got a big 2-out hit, knocking in the first run, scored the 2nd run in that big 2-run inning. Last time up, he flied out to left field, and it took a circus catch out in left field by Sullivan with the wind blowing it havoc. And that was huge because it came with 2 outs and runners at 1st and 3rd. Fishing for a ball. Ondrick was starting left fielder, went in and pitched. And then when they brought Cale in to pitch, he went over to 3rd base. Hit in the air to center field. Giardino with a long run. Covered a lot of territory. Nice running catch by Giardino. Ondrick hit that a ton. The wind kept carrying it. Giardino stayed with it all the way over to right center field, making a great running catch. Wilfred Santiago has done a great job behind the plate. He hit a shot to right field, right at the right fielder. They turned it into a double play in the 1st inning. He got the 2nd of the big 2-out hits in 3rd inning to knock in the 2nd run. Last time up, he grounded out the short. In for a strike. Doney trying to shut Williams down and give St. Mary's a chance to win it in the bottom of the 7th. Getting back, standing up at first is Cale on the throw over. Hit foul off the backstop. Hit short, bobbled. They throw, nice job by the shortstop. Domeno, he could have just knocked it down and said, oh, I made an error. But he stayed with it. He knocked it down. He didn't have the force at second, but he threw the runner out at first for the second out. Good heads up by Domeno, the shortstop. High and tight for a ball. Luke Driscoll walked, singled, popped to the catcher. He's the Williams first baseman. Way up in here, it's going to go out of play. Behind the Williams dugout. Hit that a mile in here. Anything up in here is going to be an adventure now with that wind blowing. But that really, I have to go back, a really nice play by the shortstop, Domeno. When he bobbled it, everybody said, oh, no, first and second, one out. Can't get the runner at second. But he stay with it, good strong throw to McGonigal at first and got the runner out. So a good heads-up play by the shortstop. But Williams has the go-ahead run in scoring position. In for a strike. Jennings went 3 innings, shut Williams out, gave up only one base hit, walked 2, struck out a batter. Doney is now the pitcher of record with the score tied at 2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So he gave up the leadoff hit. Nice defensive play by Domeno. Helped him. He gets a strikeout. Six strikeout for St. Mary's pitching. And St. Mary's will have a chance to win it. And Williams had the top of the order up in the top of the 7th. St. Mary's will have the top of the order up in the bottom of the 7th. Seth Sullivan, Michael Domeno, Tad Giardina, and Brian Kale will start an inning for the first time. He came in relief in the 6th. St. Mary's had a big opportunity in the 5th. They had 2 runs in. They were tied at 2. They had the bases loaded and nobody out. The ball in the dirt, it didn't go that far. Santiago got to it very quickly, flipped to the pitcher, Ondrick, and they tagged the runner out coming home, and that was huge. It was the first out, but more importantly, the next batter drew a walk, which would have forced in the run, and this game would now be over. Because right after that, a 4-6-3 double play, the second 4-6-3 double play by Williams. The defense has been exceptional for Williams. 2 4-6-3 double plays, and that was huge. Because the go-ahead run, if they only get one, the go-ahead run would have scored. And again, this game would be over. Instead, we're going into the bottom of the 7th, tied at 2. Two runs for Williams in the 3rd. 2 runs for St. Mary's in the 5th. And now Sullivan, who got a big hit, knocking in a run. He gets hit by the pitch. Michael Domeno will be the hitter. He's lined to second, grounded a short, and walked. Let's see if they do a sacrifice bunt here. The winning run at first. Diving back at first is Sullivan. Try to button, pops it up. Boy, they got a break there. Santiago couldn't get to it. He popped it up. It looked like it was going to be an out. Santiago couldn't get to it. It bounced and went foul, so a big break for St. Mary's. It goes to the backstop. They don't need the sacrifice. You have to hurry to cover third. So the wild pitch puts the winning run at second base for St. Mary's with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Williams got 3 hits, and they're going to walk Domeno intentionally to put runners at first and second, open for another 4-6-3 double play. Williams got 3 hits in a row with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. They've only got 2 hits since then. Tad Giardina struck out, got hit by a pitch, and he hit a shot, but right at the second baseman. They turned it into a 4-6-3 double play, and it was huge because it ended the 5th inning, and the winning run would have scored on the double play. That was the second of 4-6-3 double plays they turned. Low for a ball. Josh Doney, the pitcher, on deck. Missing wide for a ball, 2-0. In for a strike. 2-1 the count to the Spartan center fielder, who's made a couple of really nice plays in center field. Swing and a miss. He was looking to hit that out of sight. Evens the count at 2. Down and away. Very big pitch coming up for both teams, especially Williams. 3-2 the count. 2-1, nobody out. They were looking for a block call on the pitch. I don't think he was on the mound. I think he was off the mound when he dropped the ball. Derek Dana's going to talk to the base umpire. I think the umpire said he stepped off the rubber. If he was on the rubber, it's considered a pitch. off the rubber, he's just dropping the ball. So that was close. It wouldn't have been a ball in the batter, it was like in softball, but it would have moved the runners up to second and third. Again, the big pitch coming up, the payoff pitch. Slices it foul. And we'll do it again as the tension mounts here at Breed. Once again, the 3-2 pitch. Hit in the air. Third baseman circling. He makes the play in foul territory. So one away. And Josh Doney has a chance to win the game for himself. He's the pitcher of record now. He could get a base hit, not going to run. Giardina hit it well, but he got under it, hit it a mile up in the air. A nice play by Ondrick because that wind blowing it all over the place. He had to stay with it. So Cale gets the first out with runners at first and second. Missing inside for a ball. In for a strike. 1-1. He has been called on strikes. Hit a solid shot to the second baseman for a 4-6-3 double play, and he walked. What a play by the second baseman. He just saved the game for Williams. A line shot that's going into right center field. That's going to win the game. What an unbelievable play by Josh Turcotte. Saved the game for Williams. Foul tip held onto by Santiago. That's an outstanding play. High for a ball. And that's not Josh Turcotte. That's Joe Zangi, who went in to play second base. So they had 2 on with nobody out, a pop-up, and an outstanding defensive play. St. Mary's wins the game if that goes by. That's going into right center field. Down and away for a ball. It's amazing how the people down behind first base, way out in right field, know that that was a strike. Obviously, Williams cheerleaders want this inning to be over. You can't even see home plate from here, and I'm closer than they are. Everybody off and running. The pitcher makes the play, and they get out of the inning. They had the runners going. So still nothing to choose. We finished regulation. We're now going extra innings here at Breed. We'll go to the 8th inning with the game tied. Williams 2, St. Mary's 2. As we move into the 8th inning, our first extra inning of the 2023 season. Ryan Beardsley, the shortstop, and he has been terrific. He's turned in the middle, turning two outstanding 4-6-3 double plays. He is lined to center field, walked, fly to right. Hit in the air. Long run coming in. Jennings, the second baseman, was calling for it. Good thing he got out of the way. Jennings made the play. One up, one down in the eighth. If Williams wins this game, St. Mary's going to be talking to themselves. Williams had one inning where they put 3 hits, and that was an error by St. Mary's that extended the inning. And otherwise, this game would have been over a long time ago. St. Mary's has threatened. They could have won the game when they scored the 2 runs. They had a runner thrown out at the plate. Next inning, they had a runner at third with 1 out. And in the last inning, they had 2-1 with nobody out. Swing and a miss. This is Joe Zangi, who went into play second, who made that great catch. Picked that line drive by Doney. Otherwise, we'd be on our way home now. Hit to second base. Easy pickings for De La Rosa. 2 up, 2 down in the eighth. Chris Sabalas struck out, line to third, sacrificed. Low for a ball. In for a strike. Sorrells didn't think so. Or Schwabalis, I guess it is. Missing wide for a ball. We got the Williams JV team down in front of us underneath our platform. Nick, the JV games have been over for a while. Started to pull the trigger, held up, the pitch was low for a ball. Foul tip off the catcher. Two outs, nobody on. We're in the top of the eighth. Strike 3 call. He started at first base, and the umpire rung him up. Second strikeout for Doney in 2 innings. And again, St. Mary's has a chance to win it here in the bottom of the eighth. Six, 7, and 8. And we'll have a new pitcher. Nick Schwartz. They got the brothers, Swabalis, and you got the brothers Schwartz. And Nolan Swabalis will be at second base. Kale goes back to third base. Audrick goes back to left field. So Nick Schwartz will be the new pitcher. I'm not sure who he's going to be hitting for. The new pitcher. Most of the players are still in the game. Schwarber is the new second baseman, unless he's. They don't have a DH. Hopefully St. Mary's will score a run here. We don't have to worry about it. Cam McGonigal singled, and scored. Last time up he struck out. And it hurt when he struck out because there was a runner at third with one out. So McGonigal will try to get it going against Nick Schwartz, who's the fourth pitcher for Williams. Missing inside for a ball. Not a big figure in the mound, but he threw that ball pretty well. In for a strike. Low for a ball, 2-1. High and away, 3-1. Down and in for ball 4. McGonigal's on for the third time. And St. Mary's has the winning run on again with nobody out here in the 8th inning. Tommy Falaska, the hitter, he lined to center field, singled and scored and walked. I'd be a little bit surprised if a bunt here. And they bunt. Safe at second base. I'm even more surprised. Safe at second base. First and second, nobody out. And this is obviously not Shea Newholt because he was taken out of the game before. missing for a ball. Squared the bunt. Everybody moving. I can't see the hitter's number. I don't know if this is, it can't be Mosano again, because he was a sub and left the game. Hit in the left field for a base hit. They'll hold the runner at third. They were playing in, looking for the bunt. That was the catcher. In for a strike. Justin Jennings has a chance to win it. Bases loaded, nobody out, 2-2, bottom of the eighth. 2 quick strikes. So they played in, waiting for Nestor to bunt, and he punched it by him. That didn't miss by much. That's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. I still have to catch up on the rules because Nestor was being hit for by Doney, hitting in the number 4 spot, and now Nestor just hit in the number 8 spot. So I don't know how they do this anymore. I think it's just free substitution. High and tight. So he had him 2 strikes. It's now 2-2. And here we go, the big pitch. The biggest pitch of the game. 3-2, nobody out. The winning run at third base, the base is loaded. Have to come in with a pitch, or St. Mary's wins the game. It's come down to this. Ball 4, and St. Mary's wins it. Jennings gets his second bases loaded walk, his second RBI. St. Mary's wins it. St. Mary's will win it 3-2. They'll go to 3-1. Williams, another tough loss for Williams as they go to 0-3. Williams got 2 runs in the 3rd inning. After 2 outs, Brian Cale hit a shot that went through the wickets in the infield out the left center field. He wound up at second base on the error. 3 straight hits, a big 2-out hit by Ondrick, and a big 2-out hit by Santiago made it 2-0. That gave them 4 hits in 3 innings. They only got 2 hits the rest of the game. They really didn't threaten at all after that 2-run inning. St. Mary's got back in the game in the 5th inning. McGonagall got a base hit. Velasquez got a base hit. Newhall got a bunt single to load the bases. A walk forced in a run. A single tied the game at 2. But in the meantime, they had a runner thrown out at the plate on the ball getting away from the catcher. A walk reloaded the bases, and a 4-6-3 double play, their second of the game, got them out of the inning. St. Mary's were held to 2 runs. St. Mary's had a walk, an error, a sacrifice, got the runner to third with 1 out. Couldn't get him home. In the 7th inning, they had a hit batsman and a walk, first and second, couldn't move them around. And then in the 8th inning, McGonagall led it with a walk. Velasquez tried to bunt him to second, and McGonagall was safe at second on the play, first and second. Nestor got a base hit, the catcher, his first at bat, singled in the left field, loaded the bases, and then Justin Jennings earned his second walk with the bases loaded to get his second RBI to make it 3-2, and St. Mary's will sneak out with a 3-2 win over Williams for their third win of the season. They get back on the winning track. They win it by a score of 3-1. For St. Mary's, Sullivan on base twice, had an RBI single. Domeno, the shortstop, had 2 walks, played outstanding at shortstop. Tony gets the win, pitching the last 2 innings, getting 2 strikeouts, giving up only 1 base hit. De La Rosa, the second baseman, reached on an error, had a sacrifice, and made a tremendous defensive play at second base. And Seth Sullivan, the leadoff hitter, had to play against the wind and make a circus catch out in left field that saved a run or 2. Cam McGonigal was on base 3 times, 2 singles, a walk, scored twice, scored the winning run. Velasquez had a single, a walk, reached on the sacrifice when the runner was safe at second base. He scored a run. Shea Newhall had 2 base hits, a perfect bunt that helped push the run across in the 5th to make it 2-2. And then Nestor, hitting for him, got a big base hit to load the bases. And then Justin Jennings was perfect. He made a couple of nice plays in right field. He had a sacrifice. He walked, bounced into a fielder's choice, and walked, and both walks forced in runs with the bases loaded. And Giardina made a couple of very nice defensive plays in center field as well. So a good team effort. They had a bunch of chances after that 2-run inning to win it in regulation, but it took them 8 innings, but they get the win. First 4 hitters in the 8th inning reach, a walk, a sacrifice that's runners are safe, a base hit, and then a bases loaded walk. And St. Mary's walks home with the 3rd run to make it 3-2, and they win it by a score of 3-2 over Williams for their 3rd win. They get back on the winning side. Williams is still looking for their first win. They go to 0-3. So St. Mary's ekes it out. St. Mary's 3, Williams 2. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm not often saying we'll see you next time.